Hello, welcome to today's video. I hope you're well. If you are new to cryptocurrency and you want to learn more, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button. It is much appreciated. Now, if you want to learn, I suggest you check out the Telegram group and the links. This is a news day. This is Friday. I talk about the news, FOMO and FUD. I talk about what's going on in the industry. It's quite a good little tail test for the weekend and what's actually happened, what's kind of gone past us without really realising it because the market hasn't really reacted pretty much this week especially. So let's get into it, let's start and let's go from there. Right then, so first things first, I want to mention a few things before I crack on. If you like this video and we get 500 likes within 2 weeks of it publishing, I will give someone who comments something genuine a chance to win 0.1 Ethereum. I will just do a random comment generator. If you've commented something nice, you will probably get picked out through whatever algorithm and you get paid. Basically, once that happens, in my next video I will do the draw and you will have to email me to find out. So you must subscribe and find out what is happening in my videos just in case you miss out on a chance to win some Ethereum. I will be increasing the price as we go just to see what happens because it's fun. Other things to mention, right? So, production quality. I do apologise if it looks bad today. That is my window. It's pretty dull probably outside. I'm not going to lie. I'm in the UK. It's crap. I've got a GoPro, okay? They're awesome. I've been testing it, I've been playing with it. I understand that GoPros are action cameras, but you can make them better. I'm getting an external microphone for this, and I'm going to be using it as my main camera. This webcam here, it's rubbish. This, on the other hand, it makes things a lot better, a lot clearer, and I can have a better angle, and I can see everything, and I don't cut my arms off. So there you go. That is it. But I also want to say thank you for all the people who are actually subscribing to my channel and, like, you know, carry on coming back. I'm growing at an alarming rate. I'm not going to lie, I'm shocked, amazed that my content is getting a bit of traction. And when I compare myself to other YouTubers, not to kind of be an arsehole or anything, but I'm just going to put it out there. If you do a little compare against other YouTubers that are much bigger than me, I'm absolutely kicking your ass. And for some reason, Superman, oh, there he is, cannot be found. He's deleted his channel. 141,000 subscribers. Yeah, mate, your channel's dead, bro. Let's have a look at another one. This is an example. Why not? I like this. So, people obviously like me. I'm blown away. So, giveaways will be happening, all kinds of good stuff. And you can see, yeah, I win. So yeah, pretty cool. So today's video, we're going to talk about news, because a lot of things have happened this week. I spoke about the FCA yesterday. Obviously, I gave my open opinion, and I think it's a load of cack. So I'm not going to talk about that today, but I'm going to talk about like this, because I like this article. This is a really good article. Yes, it's on CoinDesk, which isn't the greatest resource, but it has some good information in here about transitions in markets. Now, they are stating that potentially, obviously, Bitcoin could go from the billions to the trillions. I think that's possible too with the market growth. And it talks about all the stuff in here like stage 1, analog, digital format, innovation, and then digital, where we are right now. And we're kind of at that stage now with fiat currency, where we've got we had stones, we had books, we had trades, essentially, of random stuff. Then we've got like coins, cash, card payment, checks, etc. Contactless, and now where are we? We're pretty much contactless with your phone. Yeah, cryptocurrency, wallets, all that good stuff. Pretty scary to think where we are right now in 2019. Where will we be in 2030? That is the ultimate question, and that is a one that I do not want to hang around and find out without being in the game, if I'm going to be honest, as an investor. So I will leave a link to this article to kind of give you an idea to maybe, if you are on the fence about investing in something that's kind of worthwhile long term as a potential replacement to fiat, cryptocurrency is that sort of thing where it's like, yeah, cool. But, you know, educate yourself first, don't be an idiot. Don't just go buy Bitcoin because it's at 10k, 20k, 30k, 40k, whatever happens in the future. Do it because you understand what Bitcoin is, what a blockchain is, and most importantly, what money is. Other things to mention today. Peter, very good technical analysis expert. He knows his stuff, and he's pretty much saying that we're turning the bull run. I obviously agree with him anyways, because the way I do my charting and the way I look at if we're in a bullish market or bearish market is through the EMA 200 on a longer term time frame. If we're above that in the trend, bullish. If we're below it, resistance, bearish. He's still thinking that, and again, that is another good person to have on your Twitter feed. If you have Twitter, I would set his tweets, and I have anyways, as a notification just to see what he says, because he's already called a few things. Probably already called the potential bottom. We're a lot higher than where that bottom was now. But he's also claiming that this is going to be the next parabolic cycle up until 2021. So whether he's right or not, it's playing out at the minute. If you bought at that tweet, it was at $6,000. We've been to 13,000 since. So he knows his stuff about cycles. He knows how markets work. He's got over 30 to 40 years experience. It's crazy. So people like that you need to listen to. XRP Ripple. Now, I'm going to apologise a little bit because there's quite a bit of XRP news in here. Not intentionally, just because it's happened. It's one of those things. So Ripple has ploughed 500 million into the XRP ecosystem. They've done this quite a few times actually. They do plough a lot of money into it. Xspring has invested 500 million in more than 20 companies in the blockchain space, with the ultimate goal of building out an ecosystem focused around cryptocurrency XRP. I think, right, I know a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but I think XRP will be worth a lot more money in the future due to who they are in partnership with, who they're in bed with, and what their actual use case is. In reality, it doesn't sound as good and as sexy as some of the other altcoins out there, but cross-border payments is kind of the main game that we're in here for, and they can do it fast, efficiently, and very, very cheap with banks. That is the kind of the like, what if? Yes, as an investor, you do not know what's going to happen. You do not understand the ramifications that if something goes bad, your money will go down. And like, a lot of people don't understand that. They just think, oh, it's a given, it's going to go up. Risk is a beautiful thing if you know how to manage it. I have XRP, but I do not have a lot of it. It's one of those things where if it goes up, yay. If it goes down, oh, never mind. It's one of those things. So you've got to manage your own risk, and you've got to understand what is happening with your own personal agenda in how you want to make money in this space. It's all through research, and that's what I just think. I just personally think that they are in such a good little position in the pocket of something, like one of those little fish that clean sharks, where they're like, oh, I'm your friend with a shark, that's awesome. It's kind of like that. Like, the banks are the sharks in this industry. They're huge. And in reality, cryptocurrency is quite a small little micro thing that's just cleaning the ass of a shark at the minute, until it gets grown, and then eventually we eat the shark. Yay! That's the plan. That's what I've got it in my head. I know I'm an idiot. Ignore me. Anyways, moving on. World's first zero fiat Bitcoin bond is now available. Now, this is kind of interesting. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't know much about this, but this is like one of those big things where it's like, okay. Interesting. So 2 European companies have launched what they describe as the first genuine Bitcoin BTC bond. So obviously bonds are quite, a regulatory thing. You get them all the time in different exchanges at different markets. And it's kind of interesting to know that you've got a Bitcoin dominated based one, which is like, eh? So yes, a very, very volatile asset, but you can also get it as a bond. So that's kind of good. Now, I will leave this article again below for you to digest and read. But ultimately, that is a great step forward for people that keep saying about cryptocurrency being too volatile, you can't really rely on it and stuff. If people are making hedge funds, if people are making bonds for it, they're obviously thinking longer term to make it more a stable asset. Bitcoin is essentially going to be a store of value, sort of fiated kind of reserve against it, if that makes sense. So it's going to be like, well, with Bitcoin you've got, the correct supply, which will always be in circulation. With fiat, you do not know. Hedge against kind of thing. It's one of those. It's a weird one. Now, Ripple again. Sorry, XRP and MoneyGram look to give cross-border payments a boost. Now, this is where people are starting to notice Ripple a little bit more on XRP with the MoneyGram partnerships, with the likes of cross-border payments and solutions to allow it, to facilitate it, to make it cheaper, to make it better, because at the minute it is quite a pain in the arse. If I wanted to send money to someone in, say, Africa, it would cost me a fortune. Now, ETN fanboys, I don't care. Your currency is crap. It doesn't work. It is different to XRP. XRP will absolutely slaughter you guys in terms of sending money. I use XRP more than any other currency if I want to do something fast. I don't send Bitcoin because what is the point? Because 1, it's expensive, 2, it's slow, and 3, why would I want to do it when I can just move XRP within 10 seconds onto an exchange at a very, very fast rate and then just sell into Bitcoin? It's cheaper. Why? The fees of Bitcoin are extortionate, and the fees on exchanges are totally different to the likes of sending it via the blockchain. Anyways, so with this, MoneyGram is a massive, massive, massive company. If you've ever heard of them, they're on the same kind of breadth as obviously Western Union. But to send money over to other continent, other waters, essentially, it takes up to 5 business days usually. It costs a lot of money, and it's also not the greatest of ease of use if the other person doesn't have an account, and it's a pain in the backside. But with cryptocurrency, with the likes of XRP, just open up a wallet, send it, all that good stuff. It is going to make life easy and simple. So that's again another valid reason why you should be looking at purposes that are going to get used. Even if it's a small percentage of people using it, it's going to create a element of liquidity, volume, and obviously price action, and obviously media hype. Don't underestimate what the media can do. It's crazy. One more thing again to mention is Binance US. Now we're getting towards the end of this now because I'm starting to run out of news, because a lot of good news. I wanted to focus on the good stuff. Now, if you've been under a rock, Binance has obviously banned the US for their ultimate main platform, but they are releasing a Binance.us to allow you guys to obviously trade and buy and all that kind of good stuff in a regulated manner. It's fully regulated, it's fully audited and all that good stuff. They are going to be using a former XRP kind of exclusive, like executive, realistically, Catherine Coley, I get my words out, former head of XRP institution liquidity. So that's good. A liquidity expert is in with the exchange, so Binance will be pretty compliant. I think they'll be doing things very, very squeaky clean. I do think at the start it'll be quite hard. I think it'll be quite tough. I think for people not understanding this, the main dominant currencies will be on there first, and a gradual little trickle out will be coming, because they've got to go through the SEC test, regulated bodies. There's certain coins that will not be on Binance.us, most notably like the likes of VeChain as an example, which probably won't be on there due to the fact of it where it is. A lot of other Chinese based coins will probably be the same. So there will be some new arrivals onto Binance that you probably never heard of before, that are US based coins as well, which will be interesting. The likes of Expire, check them out. They will most likely be ending up on Binance.us. That is just a pun, that is not like information, that is just me saying, well, they've applied to go on the Binance DEX. More often than not, if they're a US based company, chances are they'll probably end up on Binance.us, because they are already in regulation with the laws anyways, because they're actually based in New York. Pretty cool, realistically. Litecoin, let's give Litecoin some love. 39,000 more merchants can accept Litecoin with a Flexer integration. Now, Flexer is like a startup company, blockchain payment really, and they've announced that they're going to use Litecoin as well as one of their payments. So they have 39,000 locations at Flexer. So that's pretty good, really. Quite a lot of people can use that. So they'll include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Gemini Dollar. And the 5th one will be Litecoin. So that's pretty good. I'm a big fan of Litecoin. I like Litecoin a lot. I think Litecoin has a outstanding potential to rival some of the top coins in the top 10. I think it will be a top 10 coin in my personal honest opinion for use case. It's faster than Bitcoin, it has a genuine purpose, and it's been around for a while, so it's always good. Now, coming to the last bits now, we're going to talk about some bad news. Oh god, Justin Sun, you naughty boy. Now, what's happened here is he's kind of misled investors after failing to dissociate his platform from a scam that has cost him at least 30 million. So basically what's happened is, Tron is a DEX. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Tron, I'll be honest with you. And essentially, you can put things onto a DApp or a DEX or whatever you can call it. So, essentially, what's happened is they accepted one that was a bit naughty, and it ran away with a load of money. So it's cost a lot of money. It's also cost someone's life, which is kind of like really horrible. But Tron's kind of like the wild card of the Western world of everything. It isn't really based in the Western world, but it likes to think it is. It is the big cryptocurrency who is run by someone who is very mischievous. When you look at him, he looks a bit sneaky. When you think that he's paid a lot of money to speak to Warren Buffett is kind of alarming, and he's obviously failed to give away Teslas in the past. Now, this just shows you incompetence of running a company, that if you're not going to do your research and your basic vetting checks on a company that's going to go onto your platform and people are going to use it, it's not really the sort of thing that you should be doing. Now, Ethereum don't put crap on their blockchain, they don't put Ponzi schemes, they don't put hypees on there especially, but other cryptocurrencies are like that. It happens, it's one of those things. So just be mindful of what people are genuinely investing in if you are looking at getting involved in the Tron network or whatever. So yeah, just be careful of what you actually look at. Whatever you see on like the Tron network or the EOS like blockchain, Neo, the games and stuff that you can get involved in, do your research. Honestly, I cannot stress enough. Just because it's on the Tron network, just because it's on Neo, just because it's on Ethereum, it can still be dodgy, because they're not going to do a lot of checks. They're just going to basically see, does it work? Am I going to get paid? That's simply that. So lastly, I'm talking about my favourite coin in the world. I joke. Electroneum. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I'm quite sick, to be honest with you, of... I do admire the people that really do fight my battles, and I think it's brilliant that they do. But I did a video about Electroneum, and I mentioned my personal flaw with it. I think that it doesn't work for two reasons. One, it's in the wrong niche because it doesn't do its right thing that it was set up to do. And two, the supply is going up at an astronomical rate, and it's just creating the price to go to the floor. Now, this is interesting. We have asked exchanges to stop depositing and withdraw from Friday to Monday. Now, updates. Whenever Bitcoin updates, whenever Ethereum updates, whenever any other coin updates, I do not for 1 minute remember ever knowing that I cannot trade an asset. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see what happens, because I think a software update is strange, because it should not really matter of what liquidity is on the exchanges for trading, because you're not using the wallets. Fair enough, you turn the wallets off. Wallets can be upgraded on exchanges in a different way, because we've had hard forks and you can trade. We've had all kinds of soft forks and you can trade. We've had all kinds of outages in certain countries, and people can still trade on them because it works. Odd. Anyways, that is today's video. I hope you kind of enjoyed that. I do apologise if I am quite serious, and yeah, just me, guys. Spade to spade. So for me, my thoughts are: do your research on anything that you do. Check out all the information that I put out, and obviously do further research and validation of anything that you do or invest in this space, because you will get burnt. Education is key. Jump in the Telegram group, check out everything. Oh god, yeah, just do it all, and I'll see you again tomorrow.